Hi, everyone, and welcome. This is Jackie Geisinger, the Regional Leadership Development Director for the Amber region for Team USA and the general market, English speaking market. So we are here today at our Leader and Future Leader webinar, where we come together the first week of the month to help you set goals and take action. This is called the Action Planning Webinar. So for those of you that are here, we break it into, today we're gonna have about 3 or 4 little mini recorded segments for you so that you can share forward some of the information with consultants, with your team, rewatch it in little tiny bites instead of an entire 90-minute training. So we do that so you don't have to hit fast forward throughout the different segments you wanna repeat or re-listen to or share forward. So this first segment number 1, is kicking us into action planning, where if you're here with us live or recording, always come prepared. I will tell you this, the way to fully train your brain is to never multitask. So I always can give you that advice. If this is on the leader calendar, don't be driving. If this is on your calendar, feed your soul by being 100% committed on camera, with your calendar, with your brochures of the month, with your recognition brochures so you can start to see where you're going, and everything you need should be right with you alongside your calendar and your notebook. So just a little tip on how to be the best leader. Come as well to every meeting with your camera on. I can only say this to you. How would it feel if your entire team came to your meeting and they were all blindfolded and you didn't know if they were listening? All right. So I'm going to keep saying we're here to be our best leaders, and give yourself that time. Hi, everybody that's live on camera. Kisses to you. But make a commitment to be fully on and fully engaged. You deserve that. If not, you have to re-listen, or you go, I think I heard that somewhere, and you're asking the same questions all the time on WhatsApp. Stop. Let's be 100% engaged, because you know I don't have that many minutes to keep repeating. So the goal is we record it for you so that you can go back and refresh it. So I just wanted to start with some hot tips. Even at your meetings, do the same thing yourself. This is about being golden. You heard on the Insiders Chat, it's the golden month of Jafra. Everything is coming up gold. So to get to a gold dress, the path is starting with your calendar and with your commitment to that calendar and who you are and how you show up as a leader. So let me just kick us into gear. Our first guest speaker, Jose, will be with us soon. He's just finishing up a call. But I wanted to do our intro, and then I'll come back to the audience. So let me get us started with our opening today. Bear with me here before I share my screen. All right, so let me take you first to, oops, let me minimize that for you. Let me get you up and running. So as we take a look today, I'm gonna minimize this as well. I wanna just get you ready for the month of October. I actually always call it Rocktober, and I love Jackie Elves went out and did beautiful tutorials and looks on Facebook Live with her rock star glasses. This is Rocktober. This month rocks you into the best 3 seasons, where you can actually increase 60 to 70% of all the other 9 months you've done so far. Guess what? This is where you triple, you grow by 2/3 of what you've done in 9 months the next 3 months. It starts now. You can't start in November. It's also a month of many seasons with many reasons. You can utilize all the different holidays of Halloween. If you look at ads, watch commercials, Google some fun things to do, look at our calendars. We've got really fun theme parties for Halloween. Don't be spooked by the mirror. Have a Jafra facial. Have a masquerade party. Do a beautiful brunch on a Saturday. So there's so many things we can do. Which job do you like? None of them? Great, take a look at a Jafra gig. So there's a lot of fun things to do, but it starts now with a plan. Trick or treating. So are you tricked by your bills? Treat yourself to a solution. Come join me this week. It's about getting people together. to help them shop and save on holiday shopping. The average person spends $1,000 on the holidays. They start early, so they do a little bit out of their pocketbook each month. That's new. And they're doing most of it online and simple buying. They're looking for unique gifts they don't get in every store or on every website. You've got that. It's also a season when people get together. They want to look their best, having their nails done, healthy skin glows, great colors, and they love a reason to get together with people. You've got that with Jafra. So it's a time to share, but a time to reflect the good blessings of this business to you. What has Jafra brought you? Write down your top 10 best blessings from being in this business. And then what I want you to do is make a list of who would love that too. So, meaning if I write down, I love that I was able to be home with my family and raise my kids. Great. Write 10 people next to that who you know would love that too, or at least to be invited. Don't decide for them. Let them decide. So 10 blessings and 10 people. I know you know them. If you don't know them, look for them on Facebook and Instagram. Next, as we talk about today in our regional meeting, I love the cover of the action. This season is about the legacy of love. Caring enough to share your shopping, savings of time and money and joy of the season every day. And then the joy and caring enough to give people the opportunity to open up their own gift-giving gig this holiday season. Shop, save, share, and profit. That's celebrating Jafra. Jan and Frank started that legacy, telling us to share and care, and it's alive today as you see Judith and Estelle bringing us the legacy of love. Read every page in this action, and as you read it, think of someone in your team, someone you want in your team that really would connect or have the qualities that suit the words you read in this brochure this month. It's beautiful. Do the same with your shopping brochure for the October sales book. So I want to just give you an overview of today and just tell you what we're going to do in our Leaders Edition today. In this action planning webinar, we're going to have a Zoom session with Jose Buenrostro. He is the top in Mazda achievers in the nation. So live giving us tips and trends of his market. Next, Lisa Washington has volunteered to share some things that she's trying. She made a commitment on her Facebook Live that I loved. I'm going to let her talk about it. I shared it on the Amber Region page, and she's here to give us some top social tips for the month of October on social ideas that are working and how to even use Facebook Live. She did an amazing Facebook Live. Next, we'll do some September recognition, meet and hear about some of the new managers and the moving up leaders that are here with us live. And then we're going to just take the last segment to get ready for Rocktober. We've got a couple of form updates for you, a couple of hot new news, and we're going to end with you writing down your goals for the month, goals for the season, and plugging it into your calendar for action planning IPAs. So that's our packed day for today. As we kick this off, we're going to kick it off with this quote from Mark Twain. Give every day the chance to become the most beautiful of your life. When you treat it like a gift and you treat it beautifully and give others the same option, you will see it comes back tenfold. That's the legacy of love that Jan and Frank taught us. So let's just start with these thoughts because we've got some great training for you coming now. The time is now for you though. This is a quarter, fourth quarter is here. Maybe you wrote in January or in July your goals and you're like, yeah, maybe next year. Stop the maybe next years. No, you may not be here next year. This is about seizing every opportunity. This is about today. Saying yes, leaders and future leaders. Say yes more often. Take advantages of opportunities in life. And it starts by simply saying yes. Little kids say no constantly. We have to condition our brain to say yes. Great opportunities often come from your own great ideas. You have to be open. You have to show up and be 100% attentive to that. Being negative about yourself limits your options. There's only one option, being positive. And I've invited a wonderful mentor, an incredible peer that I get the privilege to work with. This is Jose Buenrostro. Many of you know him. He is one of the kindest hearted, smart men I've ever met. He is fantastic in the Jaffa family. Years ago, he has played many roles internationally. He was our CRT supervisor, and he decided to try something different, which was, what if I was a regional? I remember we were working together with a program that he and I were elected to represent the United States with Forward. And I got to really know his heart and know his mind. And they're both incredible. And he decided to try regional. We didn't have a guy back then as a regional, but guess what? He has taken his market of California by storm. He is there. He'll always support any market. He's always there for every one of us as a team of sales directors and every one of you as a leader, because he works from his heart to help you find your dream. Well, his region has exploded. They are driving down the highway. Actually, they're zooming down the highway. And I wanted him to come today and share with you, because his region is one of the top regions in Mazda achievers so far in a very short time in the nation. He'll tell you more about that. But guess what else has happened? You will see the most new district directors, most new moving up directors, most $500 quarterly bonus achievers, because it's like the Mazda is the program they focus on, and it has helped them earn everything along the highway. So let me go back to him live, and let's all give a great big welcome, Jose Buenrostro. Woo-hoo! Welcome, Jose.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear and see you. Great to have you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Jackie. Thank you for the introduction, actually. That was, that was very kind of you, but we are very excited with what we are doing, not only with the Mazda program, but the results that we are seeing because of the Mazda program, because of our clear focus. And yeah, like Jackie said, I'm regional director for California, Nevada, Idaho. I'm currently working with 2 regions, Diamond, which is Central and South Cal, and Idaho, and Alaska and Hawaii, and Sapphire, which is the southern part of California and Nevada. And I'm very excited to be able to work with all of them, helping them to achieve the dreams and just doing the same that you're doing. I think we're all passionate about this business, and that's what's the best part of it, right? So what I want to do is to share just a little tips and things that I've seen that is working on our region, and things that the Mazda achievers and Mazda participants are doing. And first of all, I think sometimes we are looking for a plan, right? We're looking for that recipe on how to do this special cake that we like, or this special meat that we love. And what I can say is that the Mazda program is the plan. Maybe many people have asked me if I can give them a plan, right? I mean, they tell me I'm gonna put all my effort, I'm gonna put all my focus, but we have so many things. The comp plan has changed, so what can I do? Well, I always have the same answer. The Mazda program is the path to your growth and to your success, because from there, everything is gonna come. Then we can work on, okay, what's gonna be my focus? What's gonna be my key activities that I think that Jackie and all of you do great. I noticed that you had a lot of manager promotions, and that's really critical, because we can see that we're sponsoring, then we're developing the branches, and then it all comes from there, right? But what the Mazda is going to give you is that path of mid to long term, but ideally in those 12 to 14 months, and you're going to develop very critical habits for your business, so you can keep doing that duplication and do it the same that you're doing with your branches. So I'm sharing just a few things. Number one, you as a participant in Mazda. Number two, as a leader, maybe you're not in the Mazda, but you have a consultant or a leader that is in the Mazda, so your role is also as important as if you would be participating in this program. So, and please, you can stop me at any time. You can raise your hand, just ask any question, and I'll be gladly to answer it. So, number one, know the program. I think this is very important. We done trainings, Mazda only, just to be able to focus, I don't know, 2, 3, maybe 4 hours just in that program. And it's not knowing just the requirements, it goes beyond that. It's knowing what do I need to do. But knowing the program is gonna give you that power, because you're gonna go month by month, quarter by quarter. And as you know, the program is measured quarterly, and then if you meet those requirements, then you go to the next phase. So knowing the program is very important, even if you are not in the Mazda yet. I think it's very powerful. I know that many of you are compliance experts, so it's the same thing, because then that's going to give you that confidence. If you have a conversation, if one of your consultants comes to you and asks you a question, then you know it. But it's, believe me, it's a great tool. So number one is know the program. Number two, don't join by adrenaline. And I've seen that also in my region. They get too excited because there was a mass achiever. They saw that Facebook Live and they just want to join. But I think mentally you need to be ready. It has to be a conscious decision, because it's not only joining, sending your email, is dreaming, it's believing, is making that decision, and it's taking action through the path that we're giving you in the Mazda. So join consciously, because you want that Mazda and because you are thinking long term. I think that's very important, because it's not only, oh, I'm gonna get a car, right? It's what comes with a car. Because with a car, you're gonna have at least 9 branches in 3 generations. So at least you're gonna be a DD. So it's what comes with being a DD. Beyond the red dress, beyond the recognition, is the accountability that you have with your people, right? So I think you need to be ready for that. And it's not necessarily that you are gonna see everything through the end, but at least your mindset is there. Your mindset is thinking long term. And that's something that I've encountered. Some of the leaders, they start because they're ready. That doesn't mean that they are gonna know everything that they are gonna encounter throughout the way. And they have said it's not easy. You're gonna find obstacles that you will have to overcome, but I think that's the beauty of overcoming those challenges, right? That you're gonna encounter throughout the way. Just you're gonna be able to find that inner strength. That's why it's important from the beginning to know that that's gonna come along. That's part of the program, because we're talking about a 12 to 14-month program. But believe me, if you made a decision, then you're gonna find a way. And most importantly, you have this circle of support that you all do really well. And we have Jackie, so we are here to support you. Okay, so it's not only you, it's your leader, it's Jackie, and it's the company that is behind you. Also, start as a manager. I have a few consultants that want to join, and I tell them, you know what, you can join, but it's a little harder. If you join as a consultant, the first quarter is a little harder, because you have to do that extra step, and it is, you need to promote, and then you need to promote a branch. So my recommendation is the best time, the best moment to start is once you're a manager and once you're ready to promote a branch, okay? Also, that doesn't mean that, oh, if my future manager is meeting her requirements, then I join. No, it's not about that, because we have a deadline that is by the 20th. But it means that you are ready and that you are working with a consultant to qualify as a manager. Because also something that happens is every month, once you start the program, every month that you don't promote a branch is like you are having let's say a negative of $3,000. because that's how the program is calculated. So the ideal is that from the beginning, you have your new branch, because your central branch doesn't contribute to the 162,000 that you need to achieve. It comes only from the new branches. So if in the month one you don't have the new branch, then you're gonna have a deficit there. But if you're ready and you promote the new branch from the beginning, then that new branch is gonna start contributing to the sales. So in other words, my recommendation to the participants, to the leaders that are working with their participants or future participants, is put in your mindset to meet the requirements of the quarter at the beginning of the quarter. In other words, we know, and I think most of you know, that in the first quarter, you need to promote a branch. That doesn't mean that I'm gonna promote the branch by the end of the third month, because then I have a deficit of $9,000. It means that I'm doing my best to meet the requirements from the beginning. That way you are ahead of the game. And something that we measure is how are you doing against the recommended sales? And that's something that we are tracking, and that's something that Jackie can help you with. So you know how you are in month one, in month two, in month three, in month four, and so on. So we're gonna help you with that, but the ideal is that you are always, for what I've seen, 80% and above from the recommended sales. That would be my recommendation. And I think Jackie mentioned in the slide about the quarterly bonus achievers, and I'm very excited that we had 46 achievers. We had 24 from the Diamond region, 22 from the Sapphire region, and that's simply because that has been my focus from the beginning. And this is something that, to me, that's the most important program that we have, because everything comes from there. I mean, if you think about it, you have 15 new people in your central branch in 3 months, plus the ones that they are gonna sponsor in the following quarter. I mean, that's exponential growth, and all the branches come from there. So all the Mazda achievers that I had, that this September we closed the 5th car, they are earning bonuses, they are promoting branches, but the critical part is that they are earning the quarterly bonus every quarter. I think that's the key. That has to be almost like a rule. That has to be your number one priority, and that has to be your number one priority with your consultant. So I think that could be a shift perhaps on your activities, and I think that's something that each one of you needs to do. Okay, on what's my focus on my activities, on my week, on my month. So maybe there has to be a little shift to be able to have that quarterly bonus as your number one priority, because then everything is gonna flow. Everything comes from there. And I think something that you do very well, that Jackie does very well, she actually did the last 90-day guide that we had, that I know she still uses it. I think that's critical. It is not only how to sponsor or how you enroll them, but it's how you do that orientation in their first 90 days. Because you want a strong branch, you want a strong district, you want a strong lineage. So for that, you need to have a strong consultants, and you need to have a strong leader. So the training that you're gonna do, it has to be a little different. And you know that we cannot train everybody the same, because they are probably at the same pace. But if you are able to identify who are your stars, who are your potential managers, who are your potential quarterly bonus achievers, who are your potential Mazda participants, then perhaps you can target a training for them, so you are able to develop that team. Let's say if you earn a quarterly bonus, you have 15 people in your central branch, but from them, who are the top stars that are gonna be your future managers, your future district managers, your future district directors? I mean, you need to have that vision to be able to develop them with that vision. If they follow you, then you're gonna go along with the program. And something that is very important that I also notice in some of my leaders, okay? They think it's about them, and it's not about them. It's about your team. The Mazda will come along, will be the trophy, of you developing that team. Because sometimes they tell me, oh no, I cannot do this because I'm in the Mazda, or I'm closing a quarter, and it's not about that. Your team needs to feel that you are there for them. You are there for them, and as a consequence, then you're gonna be meeting the requirements, you're gonna be moving paces, but it's as a result of your support to your team. It doesn't have to be otherwise. Okay, so I think that's having in our mind, number one priority, quarterly bonus, and number two, it's about your team. Because also maybe you start in the Mazda, and then your team is once your team thinks, oh, I want to be like L'Oreal. I want to do what Jackie Alves is doing. I want to do what our lead is doing. So you may have some Mazda participants with you, and that will be amazing. Like if you are in the Mazda program and you're having Mazda participants with you, then we're talking, but you're gonna have exponential growth. And like I said, the Mazda is a path to your Everest. So you dream, you set your goals, the Mazda is going to take you to that point. I think that's going to be an amazing tool. And don't worry if you fail. I mean, we all know about Michael Jordan, right? We'll know about these amazing sports stories. Don't worry if you fail. Don't worry if you don't make it the first time. There are other tries. But the idea is that you start the race with all your equipment, with your mindset ready, with the proper preparation. So then when that whistle sounds, then you can run as fast as you can. I mean, it's about running fast, but it's also about having a path, about having it, about feeling it in your heart, and about the people that is coming with you. So I think that's the key as a participant. And as a leader, in case you are not in the program, but you have consultants that are in the program or leaders that are in the program, I think your support also is very important to them. What I've seen in the achievers is they had a mentor, and I don't mean me, I mean their upline leader has been critical in all the Mazdas that I've seen in terms of motivation, in terms of helping them believe, because we know there are obstacles, in terms of tracking. I think it's also important, even though I know that most of you work very well with your numbers, with your reports, but just the fact that you can have a call with your upline, and then that she helps you on how you're doing with the Mazda, on what month you are, on what phase are you on, then that feels good. That helps the consultant, that helps the participant to be able to keep focused during the path. And finally, make her feel that you're always there. Just that I know that some of you do it very well. I see Carol Mosby, I see her picture right now, probably she's listening, and some of you do it very well to make your team feel that you're always there. I think that's very important. But in a nutshell, know the program, be ready. I mean, it's not only to prepare once you start, the preparation comes before. Don't take too long to be ready. If you want to do it, just go for it. Just know what you need to take. What are your ABCs before you start? Quarterly bonus, and it's all about your team. It's all about your team, and then I think everything will come along. So
I love it. So Jose, is there any top tips from the leaders you've seen earn the car? Anything that you saw in action steps that they did daily, weekly? They were ready to race. How did they race differently once they hit that highway? Any tips you've seen in their behaviors or actions, their IPAs?
yeah, they were very disciplined, and I can say that most of them, well, actually, to be the 5 achievers that I had so far, they are masters, or they have mastered prospecting, meaning they go out, they're in social media, they're promoting. That's why I say that there might have to be a shift when we focus on the sponsoring bonus, because that comes not only with the Mazda program, but through the quarterly bonus. that shift comes from there. So I think that's the number one activity, talking of IPAs, that you need to have in your calendar. And is that discipline of prospecting, you have your leads, then connecting with them to schedule an activity, whatever it is, facial party, a beauty session, a sponsoring conversation, whatever it is, but you can schedule that activity, because then that new consultant will jump from the activity that you schedule. So I think that's the number one priority. That's the number one activity, sorry. And also the training that they're doing. So some of them, they start as a manager. The first achiever, she started as a new manager, and she went all the way. She ended as DD1 Carmen Santiago. So at the beginning, it was more she was very close to her upline, right? She's a DD3 Araceli Baena. But then as she was moving up, she started also to have her meetings and special training with her consultants and her managers that she was developing. And actually right now she's renting a hotel twice a month to have her bi-weekly meetings. So if I can say the top two activities in terms of IPAs, number one, prospecting. So you need to invest more time on that, because you need to generate leads. So then you're able to bring those leads on your team. And then number two is the training. So be very focused on the first 90 days, on how you're training your consultants in their first 90 days, and also your new managers. The first 3 months of the new manager, I think, is critical. You know that we have some bonuses and some tools to help you, but the training, because then they're going to start also having that shift. Okay, I'm a new manager, but now what do I do? I met my requirements, but now I'm in my first month, and many of them, they don't know yet how to run their business at that point. So the first 3 months as a new manager as well is critical, and I think your support is like super important. So then they keep doing the same, because also in the Mazda program, it's all about duplication, because you know that we get all the way to generation 3, but then you may have some participants that are joining in generation 1, 2, 3, that they are going to start doing the same. So your lineage is going to grow. So whatever you do at the top, you want the same results, and you want them to be doing the same on your downline.
All right, excellent. I love it. So let me open this to them. Is there any questions any of you have? Okay. Well, there are three. Oh, go ahead, Jackie, please. Take it.
Jose, I loved when you said that these leaders were disciplined, and it is a daily tracking. But I wanted to ask you, because you said that their uplines would help them track and all of that, and maybe you already touched this and I didn't hear, but do we have a system in place that would help us track these numbers? Should we just partner with our SDM to help us track it? Because it's kind of hard to track other people's numbers in our system right now. Do you have an answer to that issue?
Yes, I think the best ally for them is Jackie. We don't have. Can you hear me? Yes, right?
Yeah.
We don't have a tool in Jafra Biz yet, unfortunately, which I know that's right. A headache for Juan Carlos, our director of program. But at least we have a report which is very complete, and we have all that information. So the follow-up from us, meaning Jackie and me, to you, meaning leader or participant, I think is very important. So then you can help your leader who is in the program, or it could be you that's in the program, right? So I think that's the best thing, to schedule a call with Jackie, and then like I have a leader, Araceli Baena, she has like 6 participants in the car. And when we schedule our call, we do that. We review all of them, we track all of them, so then she can do the tracking. Later on the month, I do the tracking also for the other participants, but at the beginning, she takes it on, and then she follows up with all her participants in the car. I think that would be the best system, let's say.
Yes, it's true. That's a great question. We don't have a built-in report, But the report that Jeffrey sends you is so clear and detailed. It's really, really, really good. You get that at the beginning of the month now. And we started that sometime a while back at the beginning of the year. And that's what Rosa and I work with, very detailed. She can see all the numbers she needs within her reports. Because really what you're tracking, remember there's three things to it, right? You've got your monthly personal sales of $1,000. So at the end of a quarter, you have to have 3,000 personal retail sales. That you track. Number two is you're growing, like Jose said, your new promotions, not the current branches you have, but your new promotions that you have in that 12-month to 14-month, which we'll explain in a quick second. During that time period is the sales generated from those new groups. And you can see your district sales, right? So you can see what your managers have in sales. And you, again, will be coaching with them weekly, like Jose said, because working with those new groups every week, at least for their first 90 days, is critical to anybody's success, whether it's a new consultant or a new leader. So you've got that. That's that $162,000 sales volume. What Jose is referring to, just to throw numbers out there, that is based on each quarter, you have so many groups to promote. And you can see this in Jafra Royalty under programs. You can see this in Jafra Biz under the Mazda program. And we've got the program itself as well in units on our Facebook page. And I've made kind of simple 4-square charts. So that being said, and I've always said to all of you, have an interview before you join the program with me and your upline, please. Do not enter in the program without it. Now you see what Jose is talking about, because we want to make sure you're ready, right? So it's that sales volume of the 162,000 of new growth. And that being said, it averages that whatever promotions you have to do each quarter, you want to promote them the first month of that quarter, because every new group averages $3,000 a month based on who you're promoting that quarter. So in a simple chart, this is boring. I don't know how much it'll show, but you have 5 direct groups. You have 3 in generation 2, and then 1 in generation 3. So your lineage looks like 5 that you promoted, 3 that they promoted, and 1 that your second line promoted. So it's this inverted perfect triangle of what lineages going wide and deep, right? So it's actually Comp Plan 101. So it is the career path that Jose talked about, right? So at the end of the day, that you can track. The third piece to that as well, again, is the groups, all right? So we have your groups, we have your sales volume, you have your personal volume. At the same time, you can't deplete the district you had before you started. So what that means is you want to, again, maintain or grow $1 or more the district numbers you had of the rolling past 12 when you started, and grow by 162. Okay, 162,000. So the goal is you're getting those new leaders to $3,000 each every month, but promoting the groups the first month of that quarter, whatever those quarterly requirements are. If not, that's the deficit he talked about. If this sounds foreign to you, go to Mazda school. He couldn't have said it better. We've been saying this a lot. If you don't know it, you won't show it, right? So if you don't live it, you won't drive it. So that key is to go to Comp Plan School. We've got it in our units. You have Compensation Plan, 90-day college course. We have all of this already for you. When in doubt, you have your sales director, Jose, yours, that would be me. But anyone has their sales director plus their upline. Again, we involve the upline so that they, again, can learn it with us. So most importantly, I love your top tips today, Jose. What I will do when I send the slides from today, I'll add a slide that has all of his top 10 tips to it as well for all of you to have. And again, we'll add in a couple of the key pictures of the program when you get the different slides from today. So we wanted to bring you this today. it's a new quarter. This is the busiest season of new sponsoring, new sales, and new leaders. This is when we promote the most of the entire year. So while you're getting ready, it's up to you. If you're ready to drive your path, purpose, and the people in your team differently, the 3 Ps are in the umbrella of the Mazda program, which leads you to everything else. So I want to just say a great big thank you to Jose, but most importantly, let's give him a great big Amber Region cheer of congratulations for him and his team. Congratulations, Jose.
Go Amber Region!
On the highway. Woohoo! So zoom, and thank you for being here today. We appreciate you for giving us empowering moments today.
Thank you all. You're so kind. Congratulations for your achievements. We are very happy at the office. We are very happy for what Jackie is doing. And Jackie, you know, you are one of my mentors, and I truly say it. I love you, and I love all of you. Take care.
Love you too, Jose. Bye.